Hello again, welcome to the One Take Livecast. It's me, Jax, and joining us tonight will be Gordon, aka the Mando Metalsmith. And he is a smith who I have met at conventions and festivals, and we're going to be talking about how he got into smithing, where did this idea come from and everything. All I have to do is invite him now, or if he presses the button, like right here. And then we just wait for him to join. But yeah, we're going to be talking about metal.
Oh, hang on, the camera the wrong way around. Good start. Hello.
Good evening.
That was close. You nearly got the wife.
Well, I'm sure she's lovely. I think I've met her anyway.
Yeah, she's all right. She's sat there doing the shop.
You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. And you?
Oh, good, good.
Slight adjustments.
How was the convention you did today?
Yeah, it was busy. So we just went as. Hang on. Sorry, got everything. Got you on the telly as well. So yeah, so we were just as visitors today, so we didn't actually trade. But no, it was a really busy day. Got to see people that we haven't seen for a while. Hand over a piece of stock as well, which we'd made up.
Nice. Get anything for yourself?
Just a t-shirt this time. Don't tend to buy too much for myself. But yeah, I treated myself to a Boba Fett t-shirt.
Best character. Well, one of the best,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah, I love Boba Fett. Yeah. So you are a metalsmith. I mean, usually the old term would, well, not it would be blacksmith, but why is metalsmith the better corrected term?
So yeah, the term blacksmith, I always picture someone that works with a forge. I'm a fabricator and welder by trade, so I would normally work with more modern techniques with grinders, welders, and then I use oxypropane for when I do the heating and twisting, rather than a traditional blacksmith, as it were.
And what got you? Oh wait, that was me. Echo. And what got you into that trade?
So when I was younger, I always had a bit of a passion for fabricating and welding and making stuff. And I just got offered an apprenticeship as a fabricator and welder. And I kind of jumped on it and went to college for 3 years and started learning and realized that I actually quite like making different things because like my main work is in agriculture. So it's very much square bins, round holes type stuff. So actually being able to make pretty things and things that I want to make is quite exciting. And then people send me a picture and say, "Can you make this?" And normally it's a yeah, and I'll have a go, have a play, and just start making.
Do you remember the first thing you ever made?
Yeah, it was a bin, just a very round, tubular bin about 2 foot tall, which still stands in my mother's hallway for umbrellas.
Like those ones you used to see at school, and was it like those ones?
Yeah, similar. It was just really just a round, rolled piece of tube that I'd done and welded a cap on the bottom.
Mm.
That was the first thing that I kind of made for myself as such, and then it just kind of carried on from there.
How long did that take?
Um, oh, probably not much more than an hour to make, just with free time in my lunch breaks and just having a play.
Hmm. So you have this trade business, obviously Mando Metalsmith and everything, obviously named after the Mandalorians in Star Wars. Good name, by the way. And the first time I saw you was it was the medieval fair. I think it was Evesham
Mm-hmm.
last year, or I think it was either Evesham or Glastonbury. I can't be sure, but it was one of those.
That would have been the Battle of Evesham this year
Yeah.
in August. Was it
Oh,
August?
this year. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah, that was this year.
Yeah. But I saw your display and I was like, oh no, I did see you. I saw you. Not Mel, but there was a medieval fair prior to that, and you were in the city of Evesham as well. So
Actually, yeah,
I've seen you twice this year.
yeah, that was in May at the medieval market.
That's it. And I was just impressed because I'm looking at all this metal stuff and everything. You know, not just like runic bracelets and you know, chains and everything. But I was very impressed with you know, the Star Wars stuff, and I really like that. Did you do that hammer?
Yeah, yeah. The big hammers. I've got one prepared here.
Wow. What's the weight on that?
So this one is 9 kilos, and yeah, it's all made from plate steel, all welded up, and then all the welds are cleaned up to make it look more like it was forged in a solid lump.
Mm.
And then when I paint it, it makes them look almost not made, and people think they're made of foam, and then get a bit of surprise when they pick them up.
Yeah. Have you played with it?
I have. There is a video on my Instagram of me smashing a pineapple with it.
Felt good?
It made a lot of mess, and it felt very good, yeah.
You should try watermelon as well, and just a really big, like something solid, like a bunch of cans, those stupid cans of water or something.
Yeah. No, we that's not even the heaviest one we've done. We done one that was 18.5 kilos, and that was stacked rebar, 16mm rebar, to make it look like it was kind of like post-apocalyptic style thing. But obviously, you'd never wield it in the wastelands. But it was good fun to make, and it looked pretty awesome.
And how long did it take to make both hats?
Well, this one I've got here took probably about 5 hours from start to finish, to marking out, welding all up, grinding it back, painting and everything. The Apocalypse hammer took probably closer to about 9 hours, from like if it was all solid, straight start and finish. It's just a lot more labour intensive, having to cut all the lengths together, machine the handle to go in the middle, and then weld it all together and clean it all up.
And have you been commissioned to do other like weapons or tools, or is it just been hammers for now?
No, I've done Mando armor. I've done 4 full sets of Mando armor. Only one of those has included another helmet, which I do quite enjoy doing the helmets. They're good fun. And I've also done Boba Fett's gaffy stick as well, which I delivered one of those today.
I loved it.
Yeah, and I'm currently drawing up to do a full-scale Stormbreaker, which is probably going to weigh about 25 kilos.
Nice.
It's going to be fun.
Now, have you made blades at all?
No, not knives. I don't tend to do swords and blades. I do Klingon bat'leth, full-scale ones for a company up in Yorkshire. And they're Ravenforge, and they're 116 centimeters tip to tip, as they should be. Yeah, they're a nice big thing. They're good fun to make.
Ah, Bat'leth, yes. So both Star Wars and Star Trek fun.
Yeah, I just like nerdy stuff. I really do.
Me too.
Anything and everything. And so I made a steel Pokeball, which I took to the Battle of Evesham, but it had already been bought prior to me having it on the stall, so I didn't really get to show it off too much. But there'll be more of those being made.
I thought it was a thermal detonator.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
it probably could look a bit like it.
I thought it was the thermal detonator, you know, like you see in Star Wars.
Yeah, I suppose it's similar. It's got a slightly different shape, but that's again something I could probably add to the cart and make up as well.
Yeah. You've also done quite a lot of jewelry as well, like arm rings and necklaces and that. Has anyone commissioned you like arm rings for special ceremonies or anything?
Yeah, I have got one that unfortunately I can't talk about because it's a
Fair enough.
surprise for the other half. But yeah, I've done wedding favors of necklaces with engraved runes on them. I've sent earring and necklace sets up north to a customer who had them for their bridesmaids as well. So quite the hand fasting community. They quite seem to enjoy like my earrings, my um, sorry, necklaces. But we've done quite a few different runes, and we've done a few of the Ogham. I think I pronounced that right, Ogham runes as well.
I think so,
So
yeah.
the Celtic ones. They're quite smart. I like.
Seen pictures, they're really nice. I also quite like the Bantus necklace as well.
Yeah, this. I've got one on here. The Mythosaur. Which I think you can. I can get that. That one.
Oh wow, wow! This is the way.
This is indeed.
And of course metal that doesn't go rusty, like you can wear it thing, or is it one of those ones you got to take off before you go to the shower?
So most of my necklaces you can wear in the shower as long as they're kept dry afterwards, like patting them dry with steel naturally absorbs oils from your skin. So it gives it a protection. Like this particular one I've been wearing for the last 4 years. I wear it in the shower, in the swimming pool, and it's never gone rusty. I keep it dry when I'm obviously not in the water. And your body just keeps it naturally untarnished as such.
The same with the arm rings as well.
Yeah, the same with the arm rings. I say, obviously, if they get wet and they're not dried, they will create rust spots, but a little bit of wire wool, maybe a squirt of oil every now and then, and a wipe over, and they last you years and years and years.
Also, you've been making D&D necklaces.
I have, yeah. D&D is something I've recently got into. Always wanted to, and I just wanted to do something with dice, and we came up with the idea of the cages. Sorry, I've got all my boxes sat out in front of me.
Nice.
So I can show you. Almost as if I'm prepared. So we've got the D20 cages, which we do both in necklaces and keyrings. So the idea behind these was that you could essentially take it out and roll on the go, because you never know when someone's going to shout roll initiative.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people they do like to make decisions using a dice, whether it's the best way or not, but some people feel that it's just, if it's rolled, then yes, that's the way it was meant to be.
I think it's very creative as well, because what if you forget your dice and you need a D20 really bad? So there you go.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I played D&D as well. I've played it more often than I usually have, because as a kid it was like hit and miss, not my choice. But recently I go to my usual place and I've been playing it for weeks now. It's great. Best time I've ever played D&D.
I really get excited about when it comes to D&D night. I'm psyched. I'm ready for it. I've got a couple campaigns going.
Does it help you unwind, even though you enjoy the work? Is it a good way to just unwind and escape from it a bit?
Yeah, it just gives the mind something to focus on that's different. Like, you're not got to worry about the stresses of the bills and thinking, oh, I've got to do this, I've got this item and this item to make. It's just, you can just switch off and disappear into the fancy world.
That's really cool. Going back to the Mando armor, because as a fan of everything, I just think it's a nice little piece. Mando. I mean, I've seen Mando armor made of metal before. Some of it is often made like foam or thing. What was it like in the films? Is that you in the armor?
The red and black, yeah, that's me.
How did that feel as a fan?
I fell in love with the novels and just like, yeah, I got to have my own armor. And then the first time I put it on, it's like, yeah, this is cool because no one knows who's in there. They can't see your face through the visor. You, again, with cosplay, you can just be a completely different person. You aren't Gordon the Metalsmith anymore.
Yes, and the weight
The
for
Mando.
it. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, no, carry on.
No.
No, I was just saying that, say you are. I'm just not. I'm Gordon the Mandalorian instead.
What was the weight of it like?
Sorry?
What was the weight like?
So again, we're actually talking about this today. I've never actually weighed my full set. But again, if you hold it out in front of you on your arms, it is heavy. There's no denying that. But the same as like when you're wearing ringmail or any medieval armor, once you've got it on your shoulders, cinched at the waist, all the various buckles and that, the weight just disappears. And like medieval knights, they'd wear their armor and chainmail for days and days and days and not really feel the weight. Not that I'm saying that I could wear mine for days on end, but it certainly lessens the weight of it once you've got it on. And there's something about wearing steel armor, it just makes it feel a little bit more closer to the character you're trying to portray.
Is there any other franchises or ideas you want to branch out with big armor? Like, have you ever thought of making, I don't know, colonial marine armor?
Oh, like 40k stuff?
No, like aliens, but 40k as well, yeah.
I have thought about it. So we've been talking about more of the fantasy side of armor, like the elven armor, and the totally impractical stuff. I've got drawn out the templates for the Witch King of Angmar's crown, which is going to be done at some point soon when I get some of that elusive time. Just when between commissions and restocking for shows, this whittles way down at my little heap of projects that are ongoing.
That's pretty cool. Something you ever thought of making the helmet from Skyrim?
Oh, the Death Dealer one, the one with the horns. Is that it?
Yeah.
I did see it because I saw it online and I just looked at it and thought, I could do that. I could wear that. I could make that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be heavy, but totally worth it.
Look good on the shelf.
It really would.
Yeah, and also, and like you said, commissioners.
Yeah, and once I've had a lot of people. Once you start making a few bigger items, you get more people say, "Oh, that's cool. Could you do this?" And then you just start going down another line or another branch. So I got sent some pictures of Thanos' double-bladed sword.
Oh yeah,
because they want me to make it, but they don't want to buy it. They just want to see if I could make it, type thing. So
well, if they pay for it, I mean, stuff doesn't.
Yeah, so it's on the back burner. It's in the mind. It's one of those things you start looking at it and you start planning in your mind how you would make it. So up here, it's all worked out and it's going to happen, but it's just again time, and that's a big item. So that would be a lot of space sitting in my house, which I'd probably get in trouble for having another big item that's not been a commission.
When you're doing the work and everything, do you like to listen to the music when you do it, or do you just prefer the sound of silence to concentrate?
If I'm doing work where if I had music on, I could hear it. I tend to listen to the 90s and noughties pop punk, just because that was my era. I love it, and like my kids, they'll come and sit in my shed and they'll watch it on YouTube while I'm doing whatever. And recently, we've quite enjoyed Thumpersaurus' Strutting Song. The kids are obsessed with it, so that one gets played a lot. And if you haven't seen it, watch it, because that's a real earworm and it'll be stuck in your head for weeks.
But pop punk, yeah, but is a silly question. Do you think it's the best metal to listen to while working on metal?
I listen to like Metallica and Motorhead. They'll always be in my playlist. But I don't don't generally listen to anything excessively heavy. I do like Windrose. I've quite fallen in love with Windrose recently. If you're into a bit of dwarven metal.
Yeah.
Oh, and Meatloaf, the wife, just reminded me we quite like Bat Out of Hell and all that.
Well, that's a long song.
Yeah. Oh yes, you can get plenty hammered out in that time.
Yeah, and the album cover's pretty cool. Yeah. So, how long have, obviously you said you did this first, how long have you been on the festival and market circuit?
So we done our first couple of markets, or stalls, just before the first lockdown. I'd just been talking to a friend, and she suggested to come along to one of her craft fairs. So I made up a few bits. We done reasonably well. We were quite happy. So we booked in for another one, for a Christmas one, Pagan Yule Market. Again, done quite well there. We were like, oh, right, yep. So we booked in for a load for that, I think it was 2019, and then they all got cancelled. And then that first year after lockdown, we kind of done a few of our local ones. And I thought, you know what, we're actually really enjoying this. Let's kind of do this more. So we started looking around, and we found the Evesham ones. Where else have we been? We went to Sherwood a few months ago as well.
Nice.
And we're just getting about now, and we're hoping to spend a bit more time out. Sorry, going to a few more shows further afield, as well as doing our local ones.
And are you thinking on getting on the convention circuit, or just keep it medieval for now?
No, we're waiting for the opening so we can book for London Comic Con in March.
Nice.
So we're hoping we can get in with that, and then we're going to do Norcon next September, which is our local one, which we went to today. So hopefully we'll be going there as traders next year.
Really cool, really cool. And what's the next upcoming ones you've got the remainder of the year?
Our next one, we've actually got two back-to-back at the end of October, 31st and 30th and 31st. We've got Ston and Barnes, Saxon and Viking Day on the 30th, which is just up the road from us, near Ipswich.
Where's that?
Ston and Barnes. It's just down the A14 near Ipswich in Suffolk. And then the next day we're off to Norwich for the Boudicea Bricanti, which is a local pagan group which we'll be supporting, which was the first show that I ever done.
Nice.
So going back to our roots.
And obviously, like you said, you're trying to get out there, go to this, and this, which is really good. Hope to see you back in Evesham again as well.
Yeah, we'll be there for the Christmas Artisan on the 25th, so we'll see you there.
Yes, I will be there, so gladly. But,
yeah, because carry on. So we've got we're actually there for 3 days now because we got invited to do the Christmas light switch on the Friday night. So we're going to be there for the Friday eve or afternoon, evening, then the Saturday and Sunday for the Evesham one.
That's really nice. Have a drink at the Valkyrie.
Yeah, where's that?
Oh, it's in Evesham. It's literally when the market was. There's this Viking rock bar called the Valkyrie.
Oh right, yeah, I think that was right. The one that was right behind us, where we were pitched in the town square.
Yeah.
I'll have to pop in there and have a drink.
Yeah, it's quite nice. But it must be just fun doing this. I mean, obviously, what you've learned, practiced, what you've experienced, and everything. It must be just pure satisfaction of if you look at the finished product, enjoy the process of, and you just go.
Mostly, I say sometimes you look at it and think that's not quite right, and you have to then go and play with it and do a bit more. But yeah, when it's finished and you're handing it over to that customer, most of it is nerves. It's like are they going to love it as much as I've loved it? But then seeing the customers' faces and they're absolutely overjoyed to receive these items, and just fall in love with them instantly. That really makes me feel good, and I've done a good job.
That's really good. And it's nice to I mean, when I saw you guys for the first time, I mean, I mean, a lot of market stalls stood out, but I was like, what's this? I've never seen Mando armor at a medieval fair. This is cool.
I must admit, we love doing it because I love history. I love Star Wars. I love my nerdy stuff. And when you talk to a lot of the reenactors and that, they're like, oh yeah, I love Star Wars. I love this. I love doing all this kind of stuff as well. So it kind of always works hand in hand. And all the organisers I've spoke to, even though we're predominantly going to the medieval or the Saxon and Viking events, they love having a bit of sci-fi there and a bit of the modern stuff as well. So we get to see a lot of things, and a lot of the parents, they'll bring the kids along, and the kids will come open mouth because they've been dragged along to something that dad wants to do, but there's something Star Wars there for them, or oh my god, there's this, they got fairies and all sorts of things they can pick up and handle and swing around, and it's nice to get the interaction from the kids as well.
It is, and what's not to like about Star Wars? I mean, how many people wanted to sword or wanted to wield a lightsaber?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, for making hilts.
I like this one.
Oh,
that's hang on, get the tag off. So that's aluminium hilt that I've machined. Obviously non-functional, which a lot of the kids get a little bit upset that it's non-functional.
impressive. Most
Yeah, that's
impressive.
just machined from a lump of aluminium and then wrapped in leather wrap.
What color would you like it to be if it would ignite?
For me, it's got to be a red blade.
Yes!
I'm all about the Sith.
Yeah. Nothing against the Jedi, but the Sith are better.
Absolutely, yeah. So after reading the Darth Bane trilogy, I rather fell in love with him, and like the whole beginnings of the Sith and how their temples and how there was always more than just two.
Yeah, and the oath. The oath is just beautiful. You know, peace within peace. I find, yeah, peace is amazing.
Peace is the lie.
And the Knights of the Old Republic games where you could play as a Sith, it's amazing. You get more fun as a Sith. You can actually get married.
Oh, okay, so I've never actually played the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, a Sith.
I've never really been
or boyfriend, you know.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll have to. I can't again when I find the time. I'll have to start playing some of these games.
I mean, Sith are allowed to have emotion.
Oh yeah, so there's another group of books called The Lost Tribe of the Sith, and it's a whole group of Sith who ended up on a planet and then got marooned there. So they've then built thousands of years of culture. Yeah. And again, there's so much lore and backstory to the Sith, and it makes you think, actually, yeah, these guys are pretty cool, actually. Maybe the Jedi aren't all they're cracked up to be.
Nothing against the Jedi, but they're just more, as what the certain Sith said, one must understand all uses of the Force, not the dogmatic-minded
Mm. I think the only decent weapon the Jedi ever made was the lightsaber cannon, which is basically this big-ass blaster rifle, which they load a lightsaber into, and it fires off the kyber crystal's worth of energy, which can literally just obliterate a line of targets.
True, and obviously they've got their Force ability as well.
Oh, yes.
But I'd lean more to the Sith, you know. It's not
obviously Mandalorians are more my thing.
Them too. I like I said, Mandalorians and the Sith definitely. I mean, the Mandalorians. What I like about them, they're not just. There's many tribes. There's many creeds. There's many codes.
There is, and with the Mando armor, it's fully customizable. There's certain, if you want to join some of the groups, there's certain criteria that you have to follow for like armor spacing, but you could literally say, I want to have this. I want to have a cannon on my shoulder. And you can do it. And as long as it's seen as in-world, you can do it.
You remember?
I am working on my application for the Mandometalsmith costume club. I'm a member of my local Star Wars costume club. But it's just my armor personally. I've got a few modifications that I want to do before I'm happy to submit. Because then after that, every time you make modifications, you then have to resubmit your application so that your armor's approved.
And would you be part of the Mando tribe that would remove their helmet or keep it on all times?
Most of the groups, they tend to keep their helmets on and then just take them off in the background. But no, I wouldn't be a cultist. If the need arose, I would take my helmet off because they get a bit warm. Although mine has got fans in it.
You should make the hammer that the Smith uses.
Yeah, again, that's another one that's been drawn up, ready to make at some point.
She was a cool character.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some more of her. I think the next season's out in March. So it'd be interesting to see where that comes.
Perfect. That's around my wife's birthday.
Best excuse to watch telly together.
Oh, we watch a lot of stuff together and everything, but we love Mandalorian.
Yeah, we watch it with the kids. So my daughter, she's not quite as into it, but my son, he loves anything Star Wars. I think the only thing that would make him love it even more is if there was Pokemon in it as well.
He's a foundling.
Oh yes, he is. He's got his own armor as well. Just this is plastic.
For now.
For now, yeah. He was asking today if he can when he can have some metal armor. I told him when he stops growing, we'll then sort him out some Mando armor.
Well, when he's older, you could do it together if he's interested in the trend.
We have said that when he's big enough, he will help me make his own armor. So he'll come into the workshop with me, and we'll set about it and do it to how he wants it.
Speaking of workshop, that was just a lovely picture you sent me to promote you and your indie shop with your lovely dog there and everything.
Yeah, she always comes and just lays at the top of the step, whether it's to get away from the kids or she just wants to be there guarding me until I start the grinder up, and then she scarpers, and then she's gone.
Nice. Obviously, I'm sure you have, but have you made anything really nice for your wife?
No, not really. She doesn't really like most of the things that I make. It's kind of not her kind of thing. I know she can see you on the TV, so. But yeah, no, she just doesn't. It's not really her kind of stuff. She loves coming to the shows with us and bringing the kids along and helping me on the stall. But as far as most of the stuff I make, she doesn't actually really like it.
Bracelet?
But she wears one of my pendants when we're on the stall. But we're trying to work out things that she'll like, but she's not really a big jewellery person.
That's fair.
So I show her things, and she goes, yeah, I can see people will like this. I was like, so you don't like this? She's like, not really, but people will.
Ah, well, you know, at the end of the day, she's happy for you.
Yeah, can't win them all.
Still, you know, I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw you, I was like, I gotta have this guy on my show. And hopefully it gets you more followers and more people as well.
No, that'd be great. I say Instagram's a bit on the low front for my followers. Most of mine, according to some people I talk to, because I deal with a lot of, I'm going to say our generation, and apparently the youngsters are all on Instagram, and we've got to try and get them all over to all the older guys over to Instagram to follow us on there.
We're about the same age.
Yeah, I don't think we're far off. I'm going to be 31 in a few weeks.
Oh, I'm older. I just turned 34 last week.
Oh, it's not much older. That's hardly different.
But I do like the pop punk. In fact, favourite pop punk song, Glory's My Friend Love You.
Oh dear. But yeah, no, we just got to get the old guys over onto Instagram to follow us all on there as well.
Well, you know, surprisingly, I know a lot of people older than me that are on Instagram and have sort of adapted really well. And I'm like, oh, didn't expect him to be, but he's doing. There you go.
Technology isn't my strong suit. I've only now learned that if I upload onto Instagram, it does it straight onto Facebook as well.
Yeah.
I used to forget.
I mean, I could have put this platform on Facebook, but I think, Facebook I like to keep personal, but with Instagram I keep it more, as well.
You can track in with the right hashtags and bring them all in, can't you?
Yeah, and then there's no argument. Going back to D&D, so when you play, is your character Paladin?
He is, yeah.
Knew it.
Well, one of them is. The other's a wizard. But no, my main character is a Goliath Paladin.
Nice.
Who wields a great axe.
Of course.
Yeah. Because I couldn't see a Paladin being any other way. Not for me, anyway.
Have you ever thought of making Paladin armor for fun? Like, what would be my helmet?
Oh, yeah. Well, see, my Paladin is a follower Bahamut. So I would have to incorporate some form of dragon head onto it. Yeah, whether it would be kind of like a bit like the Hound in Great Game of Thrones is as a dragon.
Love that character.
Oh, he is insane. All those helmets, they definitely would never have been made except for high-ranking people for ceremonial armor, but just seeing some of them in the black steel would just be insane to make and just have a play with a few of them.
Yeah. I mean, the Mountains helmet was quite, even though it's just round and kind of usual armor base, that was big.
Yeah, well, he was in the book. His every time he was mentioned, they talk about this big, thick, heavy black plate armor. How a normal man would be crushed under the weight of it. I would love to see Hafthor Bjornsson wearing actual thick, heavy plate armor like he does in the book.
Well, not Fjord Bjornsson, but when they got to the play the mountain in the mountain scene, that was a quite big helmet.
Oh, in the jousting bit.
Yeah.
He was in. I think that's about the only time we see him in full plate.
Yeah. And then the rest, the only time you ever see the Mountain in armor is when he's in Queen's Guard armor.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool helmet as well.
There are so many cool helmets in pop culture and everything. I mean, could you just wish you could just make that one, and have like
just have shelves full of helmets.
Yeah.
Oh, I would. That is the problem. Every time I can't go to the cinema or sit and watch a film because I look at things and think, I could make that. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll do that as well. And then none of these jobs actually ever get done because I end up doing all the other things.
Are you a fan of Terry?
Sorry?
Are you a fan of Terry English?
I'm not sure I've heard of him.
Oh, he's a big armor maker. He's done a lot of productions, Alien, Excalibur, a lot.
Okay, I'll have to have a look and have a follow.
Yeah, check him out, Terry English.
Terry English, cool.
Yeah. But like you said, there's so many helmet. God, what you could make. Not helmet, but imagine making a Predator version.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, the full little lasers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw a few Predators today. In the Alien and Predator sense, that is. The amount of times I have to clarify that one when I'm talking about stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a few helmets. They're not metallic helmets. They're helmets that are like I have two particular helmets. They're not metallic, but they can be made for me because I do mention cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Deathstroke helmet or mask.
Oh yeah, well with the split orange and silver.
Oh, orange and black.
Orange and black, I said, sorry.
Yeah, it's primarily based on the Arthur one, but yeah. And, other one I'm most proud of, which I would get done in metal as well, is the Shredder helmet.
Oh, what, the vintage one or the newer one in the live action?
Based on the 1990 movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a cool helmet.
That is, but imagine making one all metal and your own
Was that
take
one
on
with
it.
the covered eyes as well, or was that just the mouthpiece?
Just removable mouthpiece.
Mhm.
But they have made ones for, just for fun, you know, where it's around, you can take off the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
But usually the mask is removable. But I'd rather it be, you know, that, and then you can just
all one piece.
Yeah, that's a great helmet.
That's cool. You'll have to post some pictures of it.
Oh, I will. I'll send you some later. That was made by Venomous Collectibles. They're pretty good for, you know, non-metallic art.
Mm-hmm. Was that 3D print? Was
Uh,
that
it's foam or well, I can't really name the material, but it's non-metallic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're pretty good as well. If you want to be lighter.
Yeah, a lot of people do, to be honest.
But
Especially if they're going to be wandering around carrying it about.
Yeah, but there's so many great helmets. I mean, I could just name some like what we've just done now, but I mean, Stormtrooper helmets are pretty cool, but they're more plastic than metal.
Yeah. See, I've got mine in the loft because when I get again time, I'm going to finish building the Stormtrooper armor that I purchased at the beginning of the first lockdown.
Nice.
The helmet's all together, and when I get time, I want to make a metal Stormtrooper helmet just to have on the shelf as a more of a display piece rather than a wearable one.
Nice.
Just to say that I can and have.
I'm trying to think of other cool helmets. You know, there's so many. Oh, Shao Kahn.
What's that?
Oh, from Mortal Kombat, you know, the Emperor.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool because you can have the skull into that.
Mm. Yeah. So just trying to think. Yeah, because I read a lot of books rather than play games, so I get the visuals of like in the Game of Thrones one. Gendry had a bull's head helmet
Yeah.
that he made. That was what he took with him after he left Westeros.
Yeah.
I think it got stolen by some mercenaries. But that would be an amazing helmet, a full bull's head shape with horns.
There's a great artistic illustration of the Battle of the Trident, and it's the actual representation of Robert versus Rhaegar on horse, and they're both on horses. They really get a good shot of their armor and everything. So obviously Rhaegar's got this thing, and then Robert's got like the stag like sun and everything. Check it out. And do some pictures.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I know the Baratheons, they all had stag antlers on their helmets, and I think Rhaegar's was encrusted with rubies and all sorts.
Yes. In fact, spoiler alert, when Robert killed him, like got him in the chest and everything, the ruby just shattered all over the field.
Smashed them all into the riverbed.
Yeah, and then they call it the Ruby Field now.
Oh, someone else is saying
Ring Wraith.
Yeah, Ring Wraith helmet. Yeah, I'm currently drawing up. Well, I've got the templates drawn up, ready to do a Witch King of Angmar helmet or crown. So that will be happening soon.
And Sauron.
Oh, yeah, that's
And then you'd have to make it.
Yeah, and then you'd have to do the mouth of Sauron's helmet as well.
Gimli's helmet.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've also again another drawing that I do. I've done as of the Defiler's mace. That's already drawn up, ready. As soon as I find some nice heavy plate, that'll be made up. Again, that'll be a nice heavy item. I quite like doing the heavy ones.
You should make Robert's hammer.
Yeah, that'd be a big hammer. A big, heavy hammer.
Oh, I love
that.
So when you read, would you say that's possibly your biggest inspiration? You read all these books you love, and you're like, it's sticking in your head.
Yeah, I would probably say yes. I start reading them, I can picture them, and then I'll go and have a look at some fan concept art and see what people have done, and then kind of like whack into my version of things. Like this hammer that I've got here with me, I've based it off of Germanic pictures of Donar's hammer, and people seem to quite enjoy it, quite like it. I've sold about 5 of these big hammers. They are. I think so. That's that one.
Again. Oh, it's such a big one.
It is a big 9 kilos of hammer.
I like that you put your own take on it as well.
It's got to have my stamp. I always feel that it's got to be, yes, I've taken it from history depictions or from this novel or that novel, but it's got to have part of me with it as well, rather than it just being a pure replica from somewhere.
Yeah, and the Warhammer is one of the most interesting weapons in history. I mean, obviously you have big ones, the handheld ones as well, but either way, it's a cool tool. It's a deadly weapon.
Oh yeah, and let's face it, for Thor, it wasn't just a weapon, it was a tool.
And a flying machine.
And a flying machine, yeah, because he was the protector of Midgard.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh my God, the hem falls off.
That is quite possibly my favourite line from that movie.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I love Korg.
Oh, he really makes those last 2 movies.
Yeah, and I just love how he's this big pile of and Taika just basically based him on bouncers in New Zealand.
Mm.
You know, they're these big Polynesian guys. You know, like, all right, mate, we're out. If you get break your legs, you know, they're big and everything, but they're soft.
Yeah, incredibly soft spoken. You what? Sorry.
I mean, Boba's the same.
Yeah. He's fairly soft spoken, really. I suppose as far as the nitty gritty kind of bounty hunters are.
I know, but he's got like that calmness in voice. As you wish.
Yeah, it's different with Tamura Morrison compared to. I know we only got maybe 3 or 4 lines out of Jeremy Bulloch.
I know.
Jeremy Bulloch had a bit more of a
gruff Western
to him. Yeah, that's it.
He's no good to me, Dad.
That's the one, yeah.
But Captain Solo.
But I think they kind of portrayed a little bit of him with Cobb Vanth. He seemed more kind of Jeremy Bulloch rather than Tamura did.
I wouldn't be sticking my nose if I were you. Good voice, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, God, I love this stuff. Armor, hammers, things, arm rings, dice necklaces. I have never seen dice necklaces as well, so well done for a unique creation.
Cheers. They're all good fun, and it's just my brain stuff, my outlet to keep me sane. And generally, if I think of it randomly, I'll probably make it because I know someone somewhere will love it. And then we end up making hundreds of them.
Well, next time I see you, I'm definitely going to be purchasing.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and I wish you absolute luck. I will have you on the show again in future, but I'm glad you came on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being on, and I'll see you soon.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you in a couple of months.
You shall. This is the way.
Cool. This is the way.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Thank you and good night.